When I was in high school, I was on the bowling team, and the local newspaper wanted to write an article about our success. The reporter asked my teammate if he had any superstitions that were performed before a match. And he responded that he would throw a pinch of salt over his left shoulder in the hopes that he would bowl a good game. Now, I never saw him throw salt one time in the season, but I did see him mindlessly walk under a ladder 13 days in a row while trying to close his umbrella inside. In case you haven't figured it out, we're very superstitious and the writing's on the wall. It's time to explore the craziest superstition. 13 entries, one winner. This is the Bracket Up Podcast. I am Handy Dandy Andy Jarek, and today I am joined by three co-hosts who will determine that craziest superstition. First on the panel is Jughead Julian Griffin. How are you doing today?
Said
I found some old notes.
That's great. That's wonderful.
Good to hear, Julian. And then next we've got Bill White Shoes Johnson. How are you, Bill?
Keeping them shoes nice and white, clean and tight.
We like to hear that. And then finally, it's the anime liker, Andy. How are you doing today?
God, you're good today.
Awesome. Good to hear. For new listeners, Julian.
Oh, I'm not good. You're good today.
You're good too. You're good too.
Hey, we're all good.
We're all good here. So for new listeners, Julian, Bill, Andy, and occasionally myself will discuss and vote for the best item in a single elimination bracket until a winner emerges. So with, of course, the potential unlucky 13, we've got a buttload of play-in rounds before we get to an actual 8-item bracket. So first off, we've got the yo-yo drought, which I guess has been in the Syrian culture, and Bill will talk about that. And then we've got, just in general, the concept of astrology, which Andy is going to rail against for probably about 10, 12 minutes. Bill, why don't you go first?
Oh man, I wrote these down a long time ago when I did the research for this. If I remember, I could be wrong, but if I remember correctly, Syria had this roughly corresponds to when yo-yos were a thing and got really popular in Syria. And there was droughts. And for some reason, they had connected the droughts to the yo-yo.
Mm-hmm.
So they outlawed yo-yos. I think that's the gist of it. It is unclear if the yo-yo was the cause.
I can't imagine there's a way to actually find that out for.
I don't know.
How can you?
I just thought it was an interesting little that's a weird superstition. Why the yo-yos? And while Andy is ranting about astrology, I will probably Google that to see what that was. Go ahead, Andy. Tell us about the stars.
I just hate, and probably horoscope would be more of it. I don't know. I don't even know if this is considered superstition. I just don't like when people use I was born during this time of the year. So that automatically makes me a shitty person because all cancers do this. No, stop using the time you were born to as an excuse for bad behavior. I guess that's superstition. If you believe that, you believe when you were born affects the type of person you are. I don't believe that. And now it's super complicated where they're well, I'm a Cancer day, Aquarius night, but during a full moon, I'm this. And it's just stop coming up with shitty excuses to be a bad person and just work on being a better person.
I mean,
that's my rant.
I'm a Cancer. And if astrology and horoscopes aren't real, explain to me why I am such a little crab bitch.
That's something you need to talk to your therapist about.
I think that I saw a tweet there or something like that, but I think there's something to the stars. I just as you were rambling incoherently,
thanks.
I went to Yo-Yo Wiki, which is a Wikipedia wiki of yo-yo history. It was in 1933 that yo-yos were banned in Syria by the prime minister. there was a drought and severe cold that was affecting the local cattle. Superstitious Muslims believe this to be a divine punishment for the introduction of the yo-yo. They claimed that while people were praying for the rain to come down from above, the yo-yo goes down, and before it reaches the ground, it returns to the user's hand with a subtle tug of the string. If you're unfamiliar with how yo-yos work, that is a good explanation. According to them, this supposedly angered the heavens and brought on the drought as punishment.
Oh,
That's when they banned, that's why they banned yo-yos. Andy, you were also a Cancer, I believe. Or when were you born?
Me, Andy? No, I'm Gemini.
You're Gemini. That explains a lot, actually.
It does it.
what's that supposed to mean?
Yeah, it's just
I'm
so
also-
stupid. It's so stupid.
It's
I'm
interesting.
sorry
My
if you believe.
my wife is a Gemini, and you guys are very similar.
Yeah,
Just smart and awesome in every way.
she's black too, right?
Yeah. Wait, you're also a Gemini, Julian?
Yes.
Yeah, the boy, you're you're falling apart.
I don't know. You guys are all nice people, all Geminis.
Thanks.
I know some pretty shitty Geminis.
We're all shitty.
They're all pretty good.
No, it's stupid. I'm sorry if you believe in it. For like maybe the two people who ever hear this, it's stupid. It's dumb. It's dumb.
Is
No.
I think
it
that
as dumb as banning a yo-yo? To
Yeah,
hope
because
you're
that happened how long ago? They didn't know how to
1930?
explain. Fuck. Never mind. It's really
Not that
stupid. That is so stupid.
Less than 100 years.
Yeah, that okay. Fuck, that is stupid. So much for my argument of like, well, you know, they didn't know how to explain things back then. People, but the thing is, people still buy like all this astrology and horoscope stuff today. Like a lot more than I ever thought.
I think it's just fun.
No,
Yeah.
people use it as a justification for how shitty they can be. Oh, I'm sorry, I like, you know, kicked your dog. I'm an Aquarius.
I don't think all the people that like really buy into astrology use it as an excuse to
Such
be
a
assholes.
such an Aquarius.
Unless they're
thought.
Scorpios, am I right?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I mean,
man?
my vote will always be
Are you
for
going
this.
Scorpio?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you know what? There's some truth to this then.
Yeah, Scorpios are fucks.
Real fucks.
I'm voting for mine because I think it's just the dumbest thing that so many people buy into.
Well, all right. So the title of this bracket is Crazy as Superstition.
I think it's crazy. I think
I
they're
don't think it's as
loose.
crazy as
Banning yo-yos. because
banning
of the-
yo-yos.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna vote for yo-yos.
Voting for the yo-yos.
Fair enough. I still got my point across. It is crazy.
We should definitely do a zodiac sign bracket.
I would
Just
love
to
that.
really-
That's a great
I love
idea.
it. I love it.
All right. And time 7 minutes, 27 seconds of Andy ranting about astrology. Not bad. Not
And-
bad.
We talked more about hash browns, the winner of a couple episodes
Shut
back.
the fuck up.
It's interesting that you're both Geminis and you have such a different take on hash browns. What's your, but you know, there's the rising sign, and then there's also your
Yeah.
moon sign.
I didn't go that
and-
far into it. Please stop.
Please never talk about rising moon and all these. You have 10 signs. Just move on.
They all sound like the next Pokemon game. All right. Next up on our bracket, we've got cutting your nails and
At night.
that being bad luck at nighttime. And then that's going up against if you leave your bag on the floor, you don't make money. So I had the cutting nails one. And that's a
And,
yeah,
yeah.
Julian had the bag one. So for cutting nails, the Japanese believe that if you cut them at night, it opens up a way for like bad spirits and demons to go ahead and enter your flesh and kind of possess you. And bad spirits only being around at night obviously means that you don't want to cut your nails once the sun goes down.
Wow, that really beats mine. I learned about the bag one when I first moved here. I was invited to this thing called Slava, and it's a Christian Orthodox celebration of a different house's saint. And it's basically you're just there to eat and drink. That's it. It's mostly what you do. And I set my backpack on the floor, and then someone quickly picked it up and said, no, don't leave it on the floor. You won't make money. And then they set it on a countertop. And I thought that was the weirdest thing. And that's my rant. I don't know what it means. I have absolutely no idea why. I think it might have something to do with like you don't leave like your personal stuff in like a low place where there's no money. But that's as far as I know.
Maybe he thought there was money in it and he didn't want you to get robbed or something.
In someone's house?
I don't know. Maybe it was like a really practical thing. I don't know.
You'll never make money if you leave your bag on the floor.
I don't know.
Boy, I do both of these things. I'm in for a world of hurt.
Yeah, I mean, neither of these seem like super crazy to me.
Demons entering your fingers?
Cutting your nails so the demons won't come into your flesh.
Okay, the story behind it is obviously crazy. But
which is the point?
I think like if it depends on like all superstitions are based off of something. If you go back far enough, maybe like they were like it was like don't cut your nails in the dark. You could do it too much and you could get an infection. You could lose your finger. And then they come up with the whole story. What?
That's when the demons come.
And yeah, that's how they make it a scary story so the kids don't do it. It's usually, I think, where a lot of these superstitions kind of come from.
I'm all aboard the demon train.
I'm gonna have to go with the demon train because like what if you have like really, really long nails and you have to cut them?
You wait in the morning. It's fine.
I'm busy in the morning.
All right. I'm going to go with the nails too because it's slightly crazier.
I was going to go with the bag on the floor, not making any money. That's so silly to me. But I'll happily advance. All right. Next up, another one of mine. Don't sleep with your head facing north and don't sleep with your head facing west. Kind of a two-parter. Against hiccups, meaning that someone is talking about you. So it's Julian and I again. So for me,
can I ask a question about that?
Yeah.
Do they mean like the head you're pointing or like your face?
It's sleeping with your head in the direction. So like the whole head. So
Okay.
the north is a Japanese superstition and facing the west is an African superstition. And at least for the Japanese one, that's how the deceased are laid to rest. I guess everybody's facing north that way. So I don't know if that implies that you might be dying soon or acquiring some sort of disease. But yeah, don't do it to the north in Japan and don't do it to the west in Africa.
Interesting.
I don't really know what hiccups have to do with someone talking about you because I've heard several things where people say they're talking like your ear ringing, a specific ear ringing.
Japanese, it's
sneezing, your ears burning. So hiccups, it's more of just like if you hiccup, it's like, oh, someone's thinking about you or talking about you, and that's about it. I feel like that was just something funny to say to somebody. I don't know exactly where it comes from.
I haven't hiccuped in like a year. So
well, I talk about you all the time behind your back, so I don't know how that's possible.
I have dreams about you. That helps.
That's cute.
What?
That makes your life longer. I'm gonna dream about you.
Oh, Martha just told me a new one. If someone dreams about you, it makes your life longer.
Better be dreaming about me a lot then, Julie.
On the occasion.
Nice.
That's interesting. Which one's
Well-
crazier though?
Oh, the crazier one is the head one.
I think the hiccups. I think like some little kid was like, "Why? What are these? What are these hiccups?" And some mom was like, someone's talking about you. That's all.
sounds
That's
like
kind of
what's
where the ball got wrong. Like a cave person, like way, way, way back then. I feel like there's got to be something. I like the way the dead are laid for Japanese. I could see like the connection there. You don't want to mimic that. I don't know. It's interesting.
See, I think the hiccuping one is definitely crazier, and all of
Yeah.
the variations we talked about, the
I
ears
agree.
and whatnot.
I'm gonna have to go with don't sleep with your head facing west or north.
Yeah, the
Because
hiccup. I was gonna say the
depends on
hiccup
where
one
you
we've
are.
heard before. Like it's kind of like an old wives' tale more than anything to me.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
That's what superstitions are.
I suppose so. All right, Julian and Jarek, one of you pick one.
Heads.
Tails never fails.
Except for this time. Julian, what one did you vote for? You were the sleeping one?
Voted for mine.
Sleeping.
Thanks again, Julian.
No problem. Told you you live longer.
I hope so. All right, next up, we've got a bird pooping on you being good luck, which is one of Andy's. And then if you sit at the corner of a dinner table, then you won't get married, which is also Julian's. So you guys, Andy, go ahead. Tell me about the bird poo being
So I've heard this tons of times from when I was little to as recent as college, where they say if you get if a bird's flying overhead and poops on you, it's such an anomaly that you're gonna have like a year of good luck now.
I feel like they just say that to make you feel better that you just got
No,
shit on.
I've heard it from tons of different people. Like that is just a thing people say. Same with the hiccup thing. It's kind of like one of those things they're like, you good luck now.
Yeah, but it's objectively like false. You have shit on you. And bird poop is like full of disease. You get like cytoplasmosis. It's not good.
It's
Good
really-
luck.
You could go
You
blind.
can stain pretty much any garment that you have. It'll stain it.
It's disgusting.
It's
But
really
that's
gross.
that's the belief that it's
And then
such
some
an
asshole
anomaly.
says, "Oh, it's good luck," and then you go blind or something. It's terrible.
I can't say I agree with it. It's just what people say.
Yeah, it's just
It's
one of
the
those
belief.
things like, oh crap, someone bird took this shit on my new jacket. Well, that's good
Yeah.
luck.
I'm interested
Congrats.
in the corner one. I want to know more about that one.
Again, same Slava. I was told after they had taken my bag and set it on the counter, they told me, no, don't sit there, sit here. Because if you sit at that corner, you'll never get married. Again, no idea the context or why. They just told me not to do it. And I just kind of went, well, I don't want to be single for the rest of my life, so I guess I'll believe it. And I sat in the middle rather than the corner. Can I defer to an expert for 1 second?
Yes.
yeah.
Never mind, she doesn't know where it comes from either.
I mean, like my thought process there is like if you're not in the midst of things, then you're gonna have a harder time meeting someone. There's some logic to that, kind of. I could see like an old grandmother kind of saying that.
Did you hear your grandma saying like, "Oh, you got bird shit on you. Congratulations."
Grandma
No,
will
she'd be
say a lot
like, "You
of
need
things
to wash that off. Are you okay?"
So what one's crazier then?
The bird shit.
I agree.
Obvious crazier. I'm going
100%.
All right, the bird poo moves on, and our final little play-in here is a South Korean tradition of fan death, which Bill will talk about in a second, and then leaving a loaf of bread upside down, bringing in your house, bringing misfortune, which is another one of Julian's. So, Bill, I'd love to hear more about this fan death.
So basically, what this is, I don't know if it's all of Korea, but definitely South Korea, maybe some other Asian countries, but I know South Korea is the main one. If you have a fan in your bedroom, you have to turn it off when you're asleep, otherwise you can die. They think if you leave a fan on while you're sleeping, you just might die.
Oh, I
That's it.
am stored for death.
Right. Like they think you're way more likelier to die if you have a fan running.
Well, that kind of makes sense because, like, what if there's like some type of sickness or disease in the air and that fan's gonna blow it all over the place? You know?
Yes, but wouldn't that like disperse? But this is not like an old one. This is like from the 90s. This is a newer superstition.
Someone must have died with a fan in their room.
Yeah, there was an earthquake and the fan happened to fall as it was spinning.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just interesting, but this is like a pretty pervasive belief, even still today. I think it's definitely died down a lot, but it's
Sure.
interesting.
That is interesting. Again, not at the same Slava. I heard this one, but no one really even gave me any, again, no context behind this. It's just, please turn my bread over. I don't know. I don't know. Let me, again, to my expert, would it be fair to say that on Slavo, you have that bread, they have this type of bread that you do a
Okay.
prayer over,
What about it?
and then everyone takes a piece from it? If you leave it upside down, is that bad luck?
I don't know. Probably in some places, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that you went to one party and got all the prompts for this bracket.
The way I see it is like, well, Serbia is interesting because bread is like, I don't know, it's like like a main dish in so many dishes is bread. You pretty much eat anything here with bread, right? People, and there are lots of bakeries here because at one point, like, say during the 90s, I would say people would have to like go into these long, super duper long lines, and they would stock up on bread. And so bread is pretty, I would say, is sacred around here. And so I guess leaving it upside down means misfortune, something like that.
See, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, now it's not so crazy anymore.
It doesn't sound that crazy when you explain it like that.
Well, dang, I wish I would have just made up something. Some drug addict.
He just didn't want his bread upside down.
He had a thing about his bread, and he started attacking people if he ever left it upside down.
We should have named this bracket the most sensible superstition.
Well, bird poop wouldn't be here then.
Yeah. I'm gonna vote for the fan death because I don't get it.
Death,
They don't seem to have like a real good answer from my research, and it's weird.
I am fan death as well.
All right, we've got ourselves 8 entries, and our very first matchup is going to have the Syrian yo-yo drought against not staying on the 13th floor of a hotel or an apartment building, and I guess kind of generally the number 13.
Yeah, always 13 floor is bad. And obvious reasons, 13 scary number in the US. But it's so crazy that I've been to hotels where their elevator doesn't stop on the 13th floor because they just don't use it. It does not exist. So they're basically saying we'd rather have like wasted potential for money and income than have someone stay on the 13th floor. Like,
I don't
Well, they just call the 13th floor the 14th floor, I think, usually, right?
No, they'll have in the elevator 1 through 12, no 13, 14 and up, and you will skip the 13th floor, and they have a 13th floor.
There's nothing there.
There's just nothing there sometimes.
I feel like isn't that like a single hotel in Las Vegas or something like that?
For it to happen one time is crazy.
But I don't
always
really agree with.
But what Bill said is true too. Sometimes they just call the 13th floor the 14th floor, which still wouldn't make sense then for this because you're still staying on the 13th floor of a building.
It's stupid. I agree with you. All the number-based ones are I don't get it. They're stupid. But like the same thing happens in China. The unlucky number is 4.
Yeah, Japan too is 4.
Yeah, and then
so it's the same thing to
parents, they live on the 13th floor in their building apartment, and they're wonderful people. So
yeah, I don't get it. It's dumb.
yeah,
Numbers
it's
aren't
crazy.
Scary. You're scared of a number? You're scared of a number, bro? Grow up. Grow the fuck up. That's even crazier than the yo-yo drought.
So you voting for the 13th floor?
Yeah, numbers aren't scary.
I'll vote for the
I'm
13th.
voting for Yo-Yo Drought because that was nuts.
Anytime somebody is willing to be like, no, this isn't the 13th floor, it's the 14th floor.
They deserve to get a wedgie. That's what they deserve.
Instead of wedgie.
13 wedgies.
No, give me one more, please.
Unlucky to have so many statues.
Well, it's the same
13
thing like when somebody orders food, another number one, and their total is $6.66. Somebody be like,
Yes.
oh, could I add more food to this that I don't want to eat? So I
Yes.
don't have to pay $6.66.
I was behind this one lady at a gas station once, and her total was $6.66, and she was like, "How dare you? Oh my gosh!" And I was like, "Just stop! Go to hell!" It's so dumb.
I've done that before in college. I freaked out because I got something that rang up to $6.66. So I bought some gum just to get it off the number.
It's a number.
One time we had an increase overall in one of the clients I was working with, of $6.66%. Then they went out of business, and I wondered why. No, that didn't happen. Actually, they
maybe
continued to
there's
see
something to
impressive gains because it's a fucking number.
Unbelievable.
Stupid.
All right, moving on. We've got cutting your nails at night being unlucky and bringing in spirits. Going up against sleeping with your head to the north and the west being a big old no-no. Both weird.
The way
They're so
Bill feels about
interesting, though.
the way Bill feels about numbers, I feel about anything where they're like, how could we explain why we came up with this? Well, demons, of course.
I think
Anytime,
they use the demons to like prevent people from doing things.
but it's stupid.
Also consider this. We didn't, back then when it was made, I'm sure we were not nearly as advanced with medical science.
It was
Right.
1935.
Was
It
it?
was 1930.
No, I'm kidding.
What was the yo-yo?
It was just the yo-yo thing.
I mean, yeah, but even then it's just like, both of them are weird, but like at that time, no one really, there was no serious medical science back then. And when somebody got sick, the only thing they really could chalk it up to was like these old wives' tales and stuff like
Right.
that. It's the same reason why people thought that vampires existed.
Well, it's outdated, obviously,
Well, there's
But,
but like
a
people
lot
are
of,
still
like,
using it now. Like
advice
out
in the
them
Bible
demons.
that doesn't make sense to us today. But like back then, it kind of had a purpose.
Yeah.
Like don't eat pork, stuff like that, because it tended to have more diseases.
Yeah, but now I look at it like, why are like some of like the fasting thing during every Friday for Catholics where you can't eat meat. I'm sure there was a purpose at one point, but
Mhm.
it's outdated and goofy. Just like
Sure,
anytime
But
you
that's
use
at least
demons
built
as
on
an
something,
explanation for
or the
something, I'm
fucking
like,
number one probably isn't. That's
Well,
just
it's-
this number's scary.
well,
Ooh.
13 is, I'm sure 13 has something to do with the devil, just like 666. It's always demons. Demons are
True.
always like,
It's always demons.
And
Demons
we're-
are cool though.
yeah, so we shouldn't fear them.
Yeah. So this one, I'm not sure which one's crazier. I don't know.
I already said it's the demons. Anything with demons. I'm voting for the nails with demons entering your fingers.
I bet the second
Well-
sentence for this one is don't sleep with your head facing west or north, or the demons will get you.
I'm gonna have to vote for don't sleep with your head west or north, because what if you take a nap and you're not paying attention to which way you're sleeping?
Well, the demons are coming.
I move a lot in my sleep.
Yeah.
Derek, these are both yours. What one do you think is crazier?
I think cutting your nails at night, only because you look at your nails, there's still a gap to get in there even after you cut the nail. The demon can still slide in. I just cut this one yesterday. I can still see an avenue for the demon to come in there and just take over my body.
The important question is, did you cut them at night?
No.
We have to think also, they probably didn't have nail clippers. They probably were using like a knife.
Oh
They
yeah.
didn't want you to cut yourself at night, that you're more likely to cut yourself. That's my thought process here.
What demons?
Yeah, the demons get in. I don't get why you keep bringing up the demons. The demons can get in there.
Because it's the craziest superstition. So
Yeah,
you could
well,
logically
it's
come up with a
bringing back the
reason
idea,
for
man.
everything, but the
If-
superstition is stupid.
How many demons are inside you right now?
A lot.
I bet a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with your head facing west or north.
Well, that's a tie then, because Jarek did the nails, right?
Yes.
It's coin flip time, baby.
Bill, why don't you choose? I don't think you've chosen a coin flip yet today.
I'm gonna go with heads because we're doing heads. Like
Right,
your
ready?
head's facing,
Okay.
your head's facing a direction.
There you go, Bill.
Right.
Coin never lies.
We got head facing west or north.
All right, that one's moving on. Next up, the bird poop being good luck. That's going up against my final one, which is itchy hands impacting your finances. Which basically means your left hand, if that one itches, it means that you're going to gain money and it points to good fortune.
Oh, my left hand is itching right now.
Your right hand itching is obviously the opposite.
Oh, fuck, it's itching now too.
Right, you're going to lose some future wealth. So don't scratch your right hand ever.
I scratched both my hands just now.
I scratched my ankle because I got a mosquito bite. Does that count?
The dead wash.
Is it like a whole left and right thing? Because what if I have to scratch my nuts?
See,
Sounds like me.
I feel like all the superstitions regarding money are also kind of stupid.
Yeah, I don't understand the context of it.
But the bird pooping on your head, and
I
not
didn't
even
say
on your
head,
head,
just on you.
just on you. That's not. Why would that be good? Because it's rare.
Yeah, that's
Not if
the
it's
that's the
rare.
explanation. It's such an
Terrible.
anomaly that, wow,
It's
what
not
luck.
that much of an anomaly. Like my mom got shat on by a bird
I feel
twice,
fairly
but I remember.
That she's super lucky.
She's not. Right? She's not unlucky. I don't know. My dad's hard to live with, probably. I'm pretty
God,
cool.
Save
So
this
she has
for
me.
therapy, Bill.
What?
Said save this for therapy.
This is cheaper than therapy.
I'm voting for bird poop.
Yeah.
I think I am too.
Yeah. I'm voting bird poop because
I
it's
do
like
think the itchy hands one is pretty crazy, though.
I don't think that's nearly as crazy because like it's fun to say because it's like if you don't get money or lose money, it's not gonna matter.
Yeah. Bird already shat on you.
But if a bird shits on you, that'll ruin the rest of your day. And then having a friend lie to your face and say, "Oh, you got good luck."
How
would make me
lucky.
I'd be upset. You're right.
Seriously, like my lights got shut off today. Call that good luck.
All right, final matchup in our first round. Bill's South Korean fan death superstition, also up against Bill's Serbian superstition of spilling water behind somebody being actually good luck.
See, I put this on there because I want to know if this is a real Serbian superstition. Is that true? Marta?
If spilling water behind somebody brings good luck.
Yeah. When I took
Yeah.
my exam at college, my mom spilled water after me.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you have good luck?
I mean, I passed.
Okay, then that seems like it checks out. I'm going to vote for South Korean fan death. It's being a lot crazier.
Checked
That's
out.
interesting.
I have to agree.
I guess I'm aboard. It
I'm going
checks
to start
out.
spilling water behind people.
No, seriously, Serbians. There's so many Serbian superstitions. So many.
Like 6 of them on here were Serbian superstitions.
Yeah.
All right, we've got our final 4 set up, and the top half is going to match the 13th floor and in general weird number superstitions against sleeping with your head facing either north or west being a bad thing.
Could you imagine you booked like a lavish hotel stay and you get there and they're like, "Oh, you're in room 1328." And you're like, "Oh, could you change rooms? And they're like, sorry, we're booked. It's like, I gotta cancel.
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get that one.
I'll throw you even crazier. Imagine you actually do book that hotel room and your bed is not facing north or west, but only south and east.
It'd be a conundrum. And there's a fan.
It's always on. You can't
It's a
turn it
running
off.
fan. No, it's actually a room filled with fans.
Oh God.
Well, this is where the demon stays, I guess.
And there's
And
a
your
bird
nail clippers
with
right next to
diarrhea
your bed.
just flying around.
Yeah, and you have nail cutters right next to your bed.
Only for use at night.
I'm interested to see what you guys are thinking here.
Are you really? It's the 13th floor for me.
I'm sorry, but facing west or north is still crazy to me.
There's gotta be some reason behind that one. I'm so curious. So I don't think there's a really good reason for the 13th floor. I gotta vote for that one.
The way I see it is anyone who changes their plans, whether
Based
it's the
off-
construction of a building or like vacation plans or buying something extra because of money, I think is the craziest thing on earth.
I think the craziest
crazy.
thing is if you like go to bed and then you wake up craving human flesh. That's weird to me. Like, who thinks that?
It's less weird to me than
'Cause
I
that
booked
doesn't
this
bother
hotel a
me.
year ago.
Like, it really doesn't bother me. Like, if somebody's like, I don't like the number 13, or I don't want to sleep on the 13th floor, I'm like, I don't care where we sleep. Just pick somewhere. I don't give a shit.
But it's dictating their life.
Yes, it's
There
literally
are
controlling
all
their
kinds of
financial
oddball, weird
decisions.
They could never watch the show 13 Reasons Why on Netflix, produced by Selena Gomez.
Yes, I have seen 13 Reasons Why, and it was very
Demon-
sad.
I haven't seen it.
Don't
I
watch
can't watch it. It's
If
too
you want to
sad.
be sad, then watch it, but it's very sad.
But they could never watch it because they're afraid of the number 13.
It's not at all what it's about, but all right.
No, but the number 13
I'm just
is
saying,
there.
like a person that has the fear of the number 13 couldn't watch that show.
I feel like that's an actual phobia.
It is a
Yeah,
phobia.
exactly. We're talking about it right now.
It's
No.
a stupid phobia. I don't get why.
Yeah.
It's the number. It's evil number, demons and such.
Arithmophobia. That's exactly what it's called.
Interesting. I'm just imagining like an angry number 13 with a mouth that's got fangs.
People
I
mustaches.
thought you were gonna be like,
Yeah.
I could just imagine 13 like this.
Yeah. It just seems silly. I don't know.
All right. Well, it's in the finals, and we're going to figure out if it's going up against the bird poop on you being actually good luck, or just not having fans running in South Korean bedrooms.
Bird pooping sounds crazier because like you can have AC and that's just fine.
But you're lucky. You're lucky to have gotten that disease.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
like, it seems kind of crazy that you would let your fear of a fan killing you get in the way of just being slightly more comfortable.
Could you imagine if you had a bird shit on you and like a group of people like, congratulations?
Yeah, you don't have a parade. There's a bunch of people start slow clapping that you got shat on by a bird.
You did it.
It'd be very funny though.
It would be.
Imagine someone that really believes this, so they go every day to like a bird sanctuary. Shit on me!
Could you imagine like meth head Carl get shit on? It's like, I do have a chance.
I'm gonna
gonna
clean
go
up my
back
act now.
Clean up my act.
No more meth
Turn his
for
wife
Carl.
around.
But like a fan, these are just minute things that really wouldn't bother me because it's just like, okay, you don't want to sleep in the room with a fan, so what?
Like,
I'm gonna
it's like,
try.
I
What
get
is
the
really
argument
bad?
that Bill's making, and it's the same with the 13th floor thing, is that you're letting a fear of nothing dictate your life.
And I will say, I don't.
We all let fears and things that we're worried about dictate stuff going on.
Like ceiling fans and the number 13.
Right. But I'm going to say this. I don't necessarily believe in the concept of luck. I think some people do, and that's fine. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong here.
But I'll say you're right.
Okay, I'm going to say it doesn't exist.
Yes.
It is a nice thing to believe in, though. And how do you distribute it to people? You want it to be rare, and it's nice that it's tied together with something that's negative. Like something that's kind of negative, it's like, oh, like maybe like you hit like a tack or something. Oh, but you get good luck. That's nice.
And
A bird
tetanus.
shits on you. A bird shits all over your dumb little face. And it's gross. You have to clean it up. But like your grandma sits you down and she's like, worse things have happened. Actually, little Billy, this is something that it's rare. It's good luck.
And Billy's in the hospital 2 days
You have
later.
a blessing.
Lying to this. Why are we lying to little Billy? Why are we lying? Why do we get so used to lying to children over something?
Because it's fun. It's objectively fun to lie to children. It's nice to let them believe
the only father of the group.
that luck exists, that good things exist, and we have some control of the universe when we really don't, and it's horrifying. That's why we tell them that Santa's real, that
but
luck
there's no
exists.
sense of control with getting shat on. You just get good luck. There's no controlling
All
it.
right.
So
Again, you're a father, and you're at the park with your kid. They've had tantrums all day. They're hungry. You're hungry. You're all mad. You're hangry at each other. And she gets shit on by a bird.
I
at the last second, and she is about to have a full-on fucking meltdown. You fucking reach into whatever weird thing your grandma told you when you were little Billy, and you go, oh, don't worry. It's good luck. You take what you can get.
all while all those other little kids are staring at your child going, "Whoa, mom, look at that. The kid got shit on."
Yeah, and she's probably really upset by that.
Exactly.
And so she needs
So why
something
would
to hold on to.
I get what Bill is saying. You of course you lie to children about little white lie shit like that. I don't think this is the one I'd lie about. I'd be like, oh, we gotta get you home. We gotta clean you up.
There's a plethora of things you can tell your child. I'm sorry. You want to get some ice cream? Don't worry. Let's go home and clean you up, huh? And there's so many things that you want to say, but you're so caught up in the fact that your child got shat on that you have to lie. Because imagine 15 years later, I remember what you said, Dad.
I got shit on again.
Jericho
I know I'm
tetanus. Dead in the face. Jericho staring you dead in the face. Dad, remember that time you told me this brand new jacket, this pink Power Ranger jacket that you got me from the flea market, where it got all stained? It was good luck. I failed my test. Some kid punched me and stole lunch money from me. It's awful. I hate you, Dad. I hope she doesn't say that. It's what I'm saying.
And she looks you dead in the eye and just starts saying evil numbers like 13, 13.
Well, I'm gonna vote for fans.
I'm voting for poop.
Oh,
I made my case. I don't know.
I'm voting pooping on birds. That's so crazy.
I've heard two grown adults say that to each other. Explain that one now, Bill.
On you.
No, you said pooping on
I
birds.
stand by my fan death.
I'm definitely expecting Bill to quickly adjust and vote for birds pooping on you in the finals.
Yes, fucking crazy.
The third floor.
It's fucking crazy.
Makes sense. Honestly, either of these could win. They're both fucking nuts.
Yeah, they're absolutely batshit insane.
One so much less than the other. Again, it doesn't really bother me if somebody's like, I don't really want to sleep on the 4th or 13th floor or whatever.
But it's just
there's so many
that's
cultures
your
that
only option.
There's so many cultures that do that. And what hotel?
It's crazy.
Or apartment building only has 13. Hell, a hotel especially.
A lot, because hotels book up quick, and you just happen to get that room. You might not be able to get another fucking room. And somebody who stays in hotels a lot, it happens a lot more than you think, actually.
Who cares, man?
I don't want me. You don't get your money back, or you get you have to pay
for
that to a degree.
That's the thing, though. It's just like if you were with somebody who was just like, I really don't want to sleep on this floor. Why? It's 13th floor, and I'm not comfortable with it. Sure, it's crazy, but it's just like, okay, if you don't want to do that, what one do you want to do? Can we just get a room? I don't care.
Yeah, but they're booked up. So you have to cancel, but there's a cancellation fee because it's under 24 hours. So now you have to pay that and then go find another hotel.
Whatever, man. It's not as crazy to me as birds pooping on you and somebody telling you that it's good luck.
So as Bill was saying in the last round,
I have to go with the bird pooping as well.
I was always going to vote for the bird poop. I can't believe Julian would say it's not crazy. The 13th.
It's not that crazy to me. It's really not.
Excessively crazy.
Julian, would you stay on the 13th floor?
Would I? Yes.
Good.
I don't care.
Would you insult your friend if they told you they wouldn't? The answer should still be yes.
No, I wouldn't. I'd just be like, well, can we please just get something? I don't care what it is.
All right. Fun stuff. I think we all learned a little bit today.
This
a lot of therapy needed.
This one brought out the most emotion. last few. We got kind of heated. More so than the hash brown.
But hash brown didn't win.
So stupid. That is even more dumb than birds pooping is hash browns winning. Hash browns by themselves. Like, why?
Imagine, do you think there's a superstition based off of the hash brown? Like, if it's upside down, you will frown. I think all superstitions should rhyme for starters. We didn't really get into that.
That's true. Oh, maybe we can do best nursery rhymes, but that's boring. Nah, I got some gripes about Humpty Dumpty.
Fucking Humpty Dumpty.
Like, why was he there in the first place?
Fucking
Well, why not? He's just sitting there. Just have a good time.
So, while Julian thinks more about Humpty Dumpty and how it has wronged him, we're going to wrap this episode up with figuring out that the craziest superstition is that when a bird shits on you, you will receive some good luck. Keep that in mind the next time you're at the zoo or the wildlife sanctuary or just out and about. Maybe you're going to want to slide underneath that seagull on the telephone pole. I don't know. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But I think for the rest of us at Bracket Up, I'm Handy Dandy Andy Jarek. We will talk to you very soon with another bracket.